What's up, y'all? It's your girl V with Reality Recap here for another Tea Talk session. Today, we are covering the latest episode, which would be season 10, episode 7 of Real Housewives of Potomac, with the return of Monique Samuels and her infamous binder, honey. We're going to get into my thoughts on the episode. But before we do, let's take care of some business. Please make sure that you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. What you see here on the bottom of your screen, reality, that's TEA_recap, for all the trending reality news and gossip. Also, make sure you like, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Reality. Again, that's TEA. Recap 2876 is coming across the screen. And don't be afraid to help, help support your girl to continue to grow. My Cash App is down there as well so that you can support, but also a free support of just liking, sharing is always appreciated. So please make sure you do that. Now, before we get into the episode, let's talk a little Real Housewives of Potomac news at BravoCon. First and foremost, we got the mid-season trailer. If you have not seen it, it's on my Instagram page and also on my Facebook page. Again, reality_recap. But we received the mid-season trailer as an exclusive drop at BravoCon. It looks amazing. More trips to come, more drama to come. And the most exciting piece of it for me was that we get to see Karen Huger. Her release from prison was filmed, as well as Andy let us know that late night after Watch What Happens Live, he traveled to Potomac, Maryland in the middle of the night so that no one would know he was there. And he did a one-on-one interview with Karen Huger, the Grand Dame herself. So that will be towards the end of this season. And we got to see a small snippet of that in the mid-season trailer. So it's good. I'm seated. I'm enjoying the season. So make sure you check out that trailer. Also at BravoCon, Wendy Osefo did attend and she was on the panel for Potomac. She talked about how basically she decided to show up, I think because she was contracted to, but also because it's a keep your chin up situation. She's innocent until proven guilty. It's an unfortunate situation, but she's going to let this play out in court. So she showed up and said she ain't got nothing to hide. She's innocent until proven otherwise, and she's going to battle this case, which I hope we get to see on upcoming seasons of Real Housewives of Potomac. And the Grand Dame was also at BravoCon, although she did not join the Potomac panel. She did not have any interviews. She was there. She did present the first award of the night at the taping of the Bravos. She looked amazing. She looked well. I can't wait to hear from her. And it was good to just see her there in attendance and all the love and support that she received. Listen, y'all, she did the crime and she did her time. I'm ready to move on. I'm grateful that she wasn't hurt and that no one else was hurt in the situation. That doesn't excuse having 3, 4 DUIs, but hopefully she's learned from her mistakes and I am ready for her return. All right. So that's some BravoCon news on Potomac. Now let's get into the episode. Again, this was episode 7 that aired Sunday the 16th. So let's talk about it. Let me get up my notes, y'all. Y'all know I always gotta have my notes on what's going on. So let me scroll to that. But yeah, again, Monique is back. We saw her in the first scene. She had Ashley over her house, RIP to T'Challa. Y'all know her African gray parrot that she had in previous season that almost attacked Wendy passed away. I'm not really clear what happened. She did speak on it when he passed away, and she said it was like a tragic freak accident where he helped to save a family member. That was all she really said on what happened. She seemed visibly upset when she talked about him passing away. She does have a new bird now, so RIP to T'Challa. But this scene with her and Ashley was really just to catch her up on the group. She talked about her GNA line with Giselle, and Monique was pretty much shocked. Like, you would do a line with the most unfashionable person in the group. So that was funny. But she just updated her on everyone that's in the group, but she did not tell her about Stacy admitting to dating or knowing Chris Samuels, her ex-husband. So she said that's more news that Stacy needs to discuss with her, and she wants to give her an opportunity to do that, which I was surprised because we know Ashley can get messy real quick. So I was surprised that she did not spill that tea. But it'll be cool to see how things play out with Monique in the group. It does look like she makes amends with Giselle throughout the season. We saw that in the mid-season trailer as well. And she seems in a different space after her divorce, after what happened with her dragon Candace, and her saying that she was dealing with some trauma, some childhood traumas that she didn't know were spilling over into her marriage as well as her social life. And she talked about that before when she was previously on the season. Like, she's a Jersey girl, I believe, from the Atlantic City area, which is a pretty rough area. And she was, skinny and tall, and people would mess with her. And she really had to fight a lot when she was younger. And I think, she wasn't going to really, again, not excusing what she did to Candace. I thought I was horrified by it. But she explains her childhood traumas playing a role in there, and that she's done the work with therapy and self-reflection, and she's in a different space. So I'm, happy to see that and can't wait to see what she brings to the table. Now, do I think she's gonna take any mess from anyone? Absolutely not. She may not pull hair or drag you, but I think she definitely don't play. So I think she's a good addition to the group. Also in the episode, Angel sat down with her sister. I believe her sister's name is Ingrid, and she was talking about the whole catfish situation. This seemed very rehearsed. Rehearsed meaning that she had already downloaded her sister on what happened. Her sister had a lot to say about everyone else filtering their pictures. It's not that big of a deal. Like, you filtered the picture. You did look unrecognizable. If I saw that picture and then saw her, I would not think that was her. It was a joke. It wasn't that serious. It wasn't a fat shame. It was none of those things. So I just feel like Angel is unfortunately in this mind frame of everything that Kay has told her and downloaded her on before she joined the season, and really making her feel like she needs to have her guard up all the time, or that everything is an argument or a fight when it's really not that serious. But her sister had a few things to say, and the internet has not seemed to be pleased with Angel because she made comments about Wendy being a before and after, because Wendy has had, filters or work done, new boobs. She got a little booty put back there, which she looks good to me. That's normally what we see happen on Housewives, right? Where they come on, they glow up, the brand deals and the med spas start coming with the work for them, and they look better. They glow up. I don't know what's such a big deal about that as well, but the internet did not like where she talked about Whitney, Wendy having why I say Whitney, Wendy having some, she said, like, asshole lips, and she said she had Forrest Whitaker eyes. They thought that it was a dig to the color of Wendy's skin and being a dark-skinned woman. I thought it was rude, period, and this girl who knows absolutely nothing, being her sister, has so much to say. She was obviously downloaded on the situation. And, yeah, the internet is not feeling Angel too much. I'm not either. I told you guys that already. Her confessional shade doesn't match in front of the girls. Like, she can talk a lot of shit, and then she gets in front of them and wants to be this classy woman that doesn't stoop that low, and crying and carrying on over everything. When I really feel like Jassy really gave her grace by telling her whatever this woman had to say about her off camera, and she was still upset about it. So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you can't with Angel. You can't please her. She has wet blanket vibes. And to even bring that to a bachelorette party to discuss was weird and whack in itself. So I am not feeling her. Even at BravoCon, she's still playing this like victim role of everyone ganging up on her, but she's not making a good impression with the viewership. I highly doubt she makes a return. It's just my prediction, but I don't see her making a return or even needed. I don't feel like any of these new girls are needed outside of Monique. Um, I don't feel like Jassy is needed. I don't feel like Tia is needed. I don't feel like Angel's needed. We're good with the core group of girls we have, and including Monique, and having Grand Dame come back. I don't see the need for these additions. Jassy blocked me, guys, just so you know. She saw my last recap, I'm believing, because I did post about it and she liked it. And then she must have watched it where I said that her husband doesn't play on any team that he is on, which is not a false statement. Yeah, he's a Super Bowl champ just because he was on the Kansas City Chiefs when they won. He didn't actually play in the Super Bowl or any games before that. He moved to Dallas. He didn't play there. He's like a third string. So even though she's dressing up every Sunday with her get ready with me videos to go sit in the skybox, I think I made a joke like he's probably sitting in the skybox with her because he doesn't play. But I'm blocked now. I've been blocked by better, sweetie. So good luck to you. And I meant what I said in my last recap about Jassy. The outburst at Tia over this whole Mr. Sunshine thing was totally uncalled for. And Mr. Sunshine and Darius do give father son vibes. They look alike. Whether Kay said he got 3 teeth and 3 dreads or not, Mr. Sunshine and Darius looked alike. Sorry, but I'm blocked, y'all. Oh well. Um, before we get into Kay and Greg and their cringer relationship, are we not going to talk about all these renovations that Wendy is doing? Now I know she's innocent until proven guilty, but she's been talking about a lot of renovations that she wants to do to her home. So we already heard in a previous episode where she wants to put marble from the floor to the ceiling over her fireplace. But in this recent episode, she talks about renovating the sitting room, family room, kitchen, dining room, floors, sunroom, pantry, mud room, and laundry room, with the shady producers putting the approximate cost of these renovations of over $100,000. Now, listen. Is she successful? Yes. She says Happy Eddie is doing well, but it's just poor timing given her current legal situation. So I'm not going to point the finger or say that has anything to do with this alleged insurance fraud. It's just not good timing. I'm like, ooh, hope they don't use this against you in court. I'm sorry, but I just cannot. We're not going to graze over this. Like, she's not mentioning upgrades to this home almost every other episode, but y'all tell me what y'all think, okay? But back to Kay over Greg's house, his new house, where they're going to see Wu-Tang Clan. It's just awkward and like I don't get this relationship. I don't want to assume that Kay has daddy issues because I don't know, but we need to understand why she is falling into the role of Greg's fourth child. It doesn't seem like a good relationship for her. I don't know, I can't place my finger on it, but he seems like he's superior to her. She conforms to whatever he wants. If he wants to have this home and another home, or if he doesn't want to get married, now all of a sudden it's like, okay, yeah, we're pumping the brakes on that. I don't know what she's getting out of this relationship that she wants, not Greg wants. It's very cringe to watch. I don't know how you guys feel about it. You let me know in the comments. But this relationship, something about it in my gut is just like, on top of what we already saw in the previous season. I don't know why she continues to think, all right, he took me to Jamaica, all is well. Okay, girl. But they're now taking it slow, living separately, and it seems to be working, or at least that's what she says. So I don't know. But the most hilarious part of this episode was the sit down with Wendy and Stacy, where they talked about Stacy launching her Shio gummy line, which is, seemingly copycatish to Happy Eddie. When Stacy was asked in the reunion last year, or she was outed by Giselle that she had a gummy line coming, she said at the time she didn't. It came about after that. I don't necessarily believe that. But this is what I was saying. I did a recent podcast with Mixing with Monty where I said, and she agreed as well, that Stacy's lies and delusion is good TV, right? It's not harmful to her. It's not harmful to us. If she wants to believe, or wants us to believe, that TJ wasn't a paid boyfriend, or that she didn't already have this gummy line in the works, I'm okay with that. It's absolutely hilarious to me. But she talks about how, she went to ancestor.com, honey. I'm making that up. But she went to ancestry.com and found out she has African heritage. And she decided to pay homage to her heritage by naming her her weed gummy line Shayo, which is a Nigerian term for happy. Some in some cultures it means happy, which people would think this is like okay, it's very close to happy Eddie. In some cultures in African culture, it says I read it online. Not sure if this is true or not, but some cultures it means happy. Other cultures it means to like drink and smoke. I originally was like, I heard this saying before. And thanks to my girl over at Who Asked Me podcast, and she said it on threads like, didn't we hear Burna Boy say that in the beginning of a song like Shio? I said, so all this time we thought she was copying Wendy, but actually she's copying Burna Boy. But it's a lot of similarities, but then there's not, right? I don't think that Happy Eddie is threatened by Shio. First of all, Stacey has only she's launched a small amount of dispensaries. She's only in one dispensary franchise within like the Virginia Poconos area, and she's not even in all of them. She's just in a select few. Now, she did launch in a dispensary while she was out at BravoCon in Vegas, so that's an expansion for her. Congratulations. Um, but Happy Eddie is in a whole different lane where he has, flour, gummies, merchandise, hats, shirts. He's really expanding and peddling his Happy Eddie up and down the coast and across the country. So, they're not on the same level playing field, at least not yet. And I don't think Wendy's threatened by it, but it was just hilarious that of all the things, because it's not like, let's be honest, I don't know the African culture to be heavily related to marijuana. So for her to say that, oh, I found this is my heritage and I'm going to pay it forward by naming my weed brand after them. And Wendy's like, but there's other cultures other than, it's not just, there's other parts to Africa other than just Nigeria. And she said, well, I have an affinity to Nigerians. You said I'm your sister. I said, it's just hilarious. Like Stacey did well at BravoCon. All her interviews, her reads and shade are hilarious. She actually seems to be a great support to Wendy throughout this legal situation. She's spoken highly of Wendy. She has her back on the panels where, Wendy and Ashley were kind of going back and forth on the BravoCon panel because you guys saw after Wendy's arrest, I posted about it. If not, that means you're not following me, reality_recap. But Ashley was down at one of her little karaoke concerts where she was on the mic like, yeah, well, this is a surprise to y'all, but it ain't to me. We do beats over here, not fraud. Like she said something to that effect. And it went viral. Everybody was posting and talking about it. And of course, Wendy saw it. So at the panel, Ashley was saying how she was a little hot in the pants. She shouldn't have said that. And she said it anyway. And she apologized to Wendy. Wendy said, she already had apologized backstage and she doesn't receive it. She says she'll save it for the reunion and discuss it. So Stacey had her back there. So although she may be copying and going down the same path with these gummies, she's the first African American woman in the state of Virginia to have a cannabis line. So she is making her own headway and in her own lane with her Rest and Rise 2-strand gummies. But Happy Eddie, like I said, he's a whole different ball game. Pre-rolls, flour, gummies, all of the above merchandise. So he's really established, and maybe she can learn from that. It's room for everybody. So Wendy doesn't take too much stock in her copy and her. She said if she goes out and get 4 degrees, then she's gonna lose her shit. But they seem to be developing a rather funny relationship. And with that said, they did go to Jassie's wedding. They couldn't stay the whole time. It was funny because Stacey said she had to rearrange her whole launch of Shio to be in attendance and support Jassie. But she got married in Texas. At the time, I was going to try to go back and read the DM because at the time that she was getting married, I posted about it and she jumped right into my DMs to give me the location of the wedding and all this information. I guess she thought I was going to post and talk about it more. because like I said, even with the argument with Tia, she is looking for her opportunity to grow on this platform and be a full-time housewife, especially now that she's gotten married. And you're just not going to get that out of me. You're not going to get that much free promotion. I talked about it, that she was getting married more because the women that were in attendance. So, she's under Giselle's wings. Giselle's daughter became an AKA over the weekend, and she was there. She posted about it. Yes, I still know what's going on, even though you blocked me. So bloop. But she's under Giselle's wing and trying her best to stay on the show. So we'll see what happens if she's promoted up or not. But I just didn't like how she went off on Tia. That, at first I was saying, okay, Jesse, I'd rather see her than Tia and Angel. And then it was like soon as Tia confronted her about, hey, your attitude shifted when I talked about Mr. Sunshine, and she's like, because I'm getting married in 14 days. It was like almost it clicked in her head that here's my moment to get the viewership on my side or make myself popular, and it just fell flat to me, and it was weird. But she did get married. Everybody couldn't stay long because they were heading back for the Pride Parade that Ashley had invited everyone to, including Monique. And Monique was there. Giselle looked like she shit her pants when she came in. Even though Giselle may have been aware that she was returning, maybe she didn't know she was returning that day or know how it was going to go. Giselle looked scared in the face. I thought it was hilarious. But like I said, it seems like they do get to a better place. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And Kay with her messy ass, she was like, "Oh, so I'm surprised that, Monique, you and Stacy don't know each other, right?" And Stacy's like, "I never said I knew her." And she's like, "Oh, because you were dating Chris, right?" Now, why the hell would they know each other? Because she's dating her ex-husband or had dated or whatever they had did. She says they were supporting each other through a divorce. Like, Stacy, you wasn't really going through a divorce. I don't care what paperwork was filed. You were not really going through a divorce like Monique and Chris was. But girl, if y'all that's what you want to say, that y'all was supporting each other, like I said, her delusion and lies don't hurt nobody. It's hilarious to me. But Stacy was like, "Oh shit, oh, I didn't know she was gonna bring that up." So Monique's face kind of looked like, "Oh, okay, this is what we doing as soon as we come in there." But Kay, that was not her place. But she was, she wants smoke all the time. She gonna always start the drama, especially when it comes to something with Stacy. So that was kind of how we left off the episode. But it was a good episode. Again, I'm excited for the rest of the season. The mid-season trailer again looks amazing. Check it out on my page. Yeah, I'm enjoying this season. I feel like Giselle is having a great season. She's kind of stepped into this shady, funny, messy role. I like seeing her outside of Robin continue to connect with other people in the group. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that Giselle and Wendy will be where they are in their friendship if Robin was still in the picture. And Giselle talked about that at BravoCon as well, how she wants the audience to, or she wants the viewership to give her grace, that a lot of people have said that Giselle would jump ship now that Wendy's in legal troubles. And she said that's not the case. They've worked more hard on their friendship. It's genuine, and she's there to support her. So yeah, she's connecting with other people in the group. She's funny. The whole not putting a name on Wendy's robe. I mean, not Wendy, on Stacy's robe or anything in her card, giving her a blank shot glass. Like, it's cheeky, it's funny, it's shady, it's reasonably shady, honey. So yeah, I'm enjoying this season. Ashley has signed up with no storyline but to again stir the pot and bring the gossip to the group as far as Stacy dating Chris or Stacy not being actually married, all of the above. She signed up and said, I'm going to step into that role. So I'm enjoying the core girls, the wet blanket girls, which is Kay and Angel. I'm good. Tia just seems like a fish out of water. I'm not sure what her role is here. I don't even think her and Giselle was really that close of a friends for her to be brought in as a friend of to Giselle, because we saw Giselle go to her home and like she was meeting her children and Tia's husband for the first time. They're not really friends. She's a global real estate agent. She didn't sell Giselle her fixer up a home. Like, let's stop it. So I don't know where she fits into the equation. Not that I dislike her. I just don't think she's shady enough, funny enough. And then when she came in that bachelorette party dressed in a robe down to her ankles when the theme was supposed to be slutty, it was like, you're not even fun. So I don't know. But the core girls, Wendy, Ashley, Giselle, Stacy, and even with the return of Monique, I'm enjoying the season so far, guys. But yes, that is my recap on Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 7. More recaps. I said recap, girl. What? More recaps to come on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So set your alerts. And again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's coming across the screen. Reality Recap 2876. Make sure you support the Cash App is there. Reality Recap to help me keep growing. And hopefully I can attend BravoCon next time around. I said I ain't going to, I'm going for free. But I enjoyed recapping BravoCon for you guys. So much content on my page. I've also done a recap of each day on my YouTube channel of BravoCon and even some drama that's happened after BravoCon ended. So check those videos out as well. All right. Now, before I get out of here, as I always say, reality stars are humans too. Let's not forget that. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. Enjoy your day. Peace.